it's a Democratic president or a Republican president, that president is still going to drop bombs on Gaza. Okay, true, but what if the president ordering bombs to be dropped on Gaza was a black female?
Just because you put the words critical thinking on screen doesn't mean that we're going to believe that there was actually any critical thinking involved. We can have a conversation about the amount of money being sent overseas. No American president is dropping bombs on Gaza.
Okay, whoa, wait, time out, stop right there. You have lost the plot. You are absolutely cooked. I had to scoop my brain out just to understand this take. You just said no American presidents drop bombs on Gaza. Yes, they absolutely do. In fact, every US president since World War II has dropped bombs on Gaza. It's like saying Obama didn't kill people in a drone strike, he only ordered it. Newsflash, Taylor, we ordered the bombing of Gaza.
We can have a conversation about the amount of money being sent overseas.
No, we can't have a conversation about it, actually. It's illegal to supply weapons, ammunition, funding to a country that is committing war crimes. It's called the Leahy Law. You should look it up. Better yet, here it is, right here. So there is no conversation. According to international law, you just have imperial brain rot, and you are normalizing something that is indefensible.
It's hard for me to even believe that you actually care about Gaza because you're not organizing against the candidate running who said that he would love to see Gaza turned into a parking lot.
Okay, it's actually harder for me to believe that you care about the people of Gaza because you are not organizing against the sitting president and his administration, which is currently turning Gaza into a parking lot right now. And not just speaking about it. Taylor, the parking lot is here. It's already happened. Where have you been? It's actually far worse what you're doing. Where is your spine? Massacre after massacre every day. Gee, I wonder how many Palestinians were killed by Israel today. Let's check. Oh, nice. It's only 33 today. Well, we can be sure that anyone that Taylor loves or holds dear, friends and family, were not one of those victims. So who cares what's being done with her money and in her name? Just for context, around 70% of Gaza's infrastructure, which is to say its entire civilization, has been destroyed. In the past 11 months, the entire civilization of Gaza has been destroyed virtually. 84% of the Gaza Strip is under evacuation orders. 2.3 million people are starving to death. It is the worst humanitarian crisis on Earth by far. It's one of the worst crimes against humanity in recent modern history that one can think of. If the bombing in Gaza stopped today, it would still take 15 years just to clear the rubble. New estimates put it at 300,000 people murdered, mostly women and children. This could not have happened without the Biden administration's support, weapons, ammunition, intelligence, kill lists, and diplomatic cover. So rapacious was the Biden administration's bloodlust that they bypassed Congress multiple times to make emergency weapon sales to Israel. Literally another war crime. 335 of those 14,000 tank shells the United States government sold to Israel in an emergency for $106 million went into 6-year-old Hind Rajab's body. And Joe Biden is the only president to ever be sued for genocide. What a legacy. Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about? The whole point of my video is to demonstrate that Democrats only pay lip service to the Palestinians while consciously supporting policies that bring about the entire destruction of their civilization. This is incontrovertible, uncontroversial fact that this is happening right now. And where do you find yourself in all this? You use your platform to defend the Democratic Party while they're committing a genocide, and that is something that you will have to answer for. I'll say this again. Support for Israel is bipartisan. The United States government, whether it be the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, both support Israel 100%. Taylor, unfortunately, is another liberal who pearl clutches at words while supporting genocidal actions.
Maybe figure out, what your new prison hobby is for when the former president strolls back into office with your help, of course, because you've been doing a bang-up job convincing everyone that there is no difference in between any of the parties and any of the choices on the ballot.
Last I checked, I'm not signing the executive orders or passing legislation. I don't wield public institutions. I don't control public life. But no, It's me that's doing a bang-up job of conflating Democrats with Republicans and showing that they're not really any different. It couldn't be the Democrats themselves. They have no culpability in their actions. They're completely absolved from all wrongdoing, right? Because they are the Democratic Party and they are not as bad as Trump. So we are led to believe. But I ask you, what is more dangerous? A party that is openly claiming to be what it is, or a more insidious party that claims to be one thing but is not? A wolf in sheep's clothing. So I just have to laugh when you guys say that we are helping Trump. You're giving us on the actual left a lot of unearned credit on how the world is shaped, which I find hilarious. Why do they never draw the necessary conclusion? It is precisely the Democratic Party which enacts policies that are virtually identical to the Republican platform. Despite the rhetoric in that video that she's reacting to, I'm making the point that support for Israel is bipartisan, and that is reflected in the Democratic policies as well as the Republican policies. There are no differences. That's because, as we know, support for Israel is bipartisan. Democratic and Republican both are owned by AIPAC.
Good morning, AIPAC. Good morning. What an honor.
The Israel lobby has quite a stranglehold on the US government. We can't be critical of the Democratic Party because, in a liberal's mind, that must mean simultaneously that we are supporting the Republican Party. But this is precisely the point. If you knew anything about it being an actual leftist, you would know that we are incriminating the entire political system, the Democratic and the Republican Party, which are both owned by corporations. Nothing to do with Americans. Nothing to do with the working class.
Just because you put the words critical thinking on screen doesn't mean that we're going to believe that there was actually any critical thinking.
Well, just because you acknowledge the concept of critical thinking in your video doesn't mean that you demonstrated critical thinking.
Nixon ordered Cambodian genocide. Clinton sent cruise missiles to Sudan, people died. Obama gave the orders to do drone strikes.